Hello and welcome. This is Rooflemonger and my friends. It is time for a King of Fighters 15 character trailer breakdown. It's been a while since the last one, hasn't it? This time we're looking at Team Awakened Orochi. And in the older games we just call these guys Orochi Yashiro, Orochi Shermie, and Orochi Chris. And yeah, I know, okay, they're the same characters, but no, not even close. Like, yes, physically they look very similar, although they got some nice little outfits there. They got their religious robes on, if you will, but they're completely different characters. As you can see here, Yashiro, normally he's more of a brawler style. Orochi Yashiro is a grappler. Shermie is a grappler, right? Orochi Shermie is a zoner. And Chris, well, Orochi Chris is kind of his weird own thing. And we'll get to all of it. Before we break down the trailer proper, though, just to give you an idea of what the characters are about, the Orochi versions of CYS are basically the versions that are mask off, what they're really about. No more are they too concerned about being a band. They're more about, hey, let's bring Orochi back and destroy the human race kind of deal. They are part of the 8 members of the Hekeshu, and specifically they're on the upper level as the 4 Heavenly Kings. Naturally, your boy Orochi is at the top of the pyramid, if you will. And then we have the 4 Heavenly Kings. We have Gonitz, who has the power of wind. Yashiro, who has the power of earth. Shermie has the power of lightning. Chris has the power of fire. And as for the other Hekeshu, Vice has the power of darkness. Mature has the power of light. Yamazaki, and even though he doesn't deal with the Hekeshu stuff, he kind of does his own thing, has the power of death. And Gaidel, who is Leona's real father, has the power of water. So that should get you up to speed for the basics of how these characters work. Now, that all said, let's get to the proper trailer and let's break down everything these characters bring to the table. Now, starting with Yashiro, once again, all these characters are different. They might share some of the normals, but their fundamental game plans are different. Orochi Yashiro is a grappler. You can see it plain as day in the very first sequence here. This big thing here, he's slamming you over and over and over and over. That's the command grab. Those close, heavy, forward and A, the command normal, and then he just combos right into the command grab. Simple as that. So next up here, we have a combo into his running grab. So he has a running grab like Shermie, like Ramon, that kind of stuff, right? But what's different is this, how he starts. So he starts with crouch light punch, stand light punch, and then he seems to link into stand heavy punch. So either this is now like a target combo, or he gained the ability to go from stand light into stand heavy, which is going to be a pretty sizable deal. From there, a level 1 super. So this is his grab super, you can tell by the red flash. And once again, he's not very subtle about his grabs. He just dunks you, dunks you, dunks you, dunks you, and dunks you some more. Next scenario here, another surprising turnout. So close heavy into forward B, sure, whatever. And then it seems that he combos into his CD, his blowback, which is not how that works. Unless he has a special move that looks exactly like it. But then again, he cancels that into his command grab. So he can't double special cancel unless you can. I don't know. But this isn't normally how it should work, just going by the normals. We'll have to wait and see on this one, I guess. Pretty big. Anyways, does this command grab, does a bunch of dunks, and very handily, his command grab goes directly into super. So this is his level 3 climax. This is his old Dragon Punch motion move, which I guess you won't have anymore, into Gamma Wave, just like Hulk, right? And finishing it up with a giant Omega level Power Bomb. Now, I do gotta say, this makes me a little sad in a way. Because the day this game got announced, I've been pushing for Vice in the game, right? And Vice is the Powerbomb character, and also my favorite King of Fighters character. So seeing Yashiro have the Powerbomb, I don't know, just wish Vice was in the game. Stuff like his leap grab, not showcased, but he probably still has it. Now, moving on to Orochi Shermie, Master of Lightning. And it's purple lightning, by the way, just to let you know how extra evil she is. So the first thing we get out of Orochi Shermie is an all-new move, as far as I can tell. So close heavy, forward B, and then she does a quick run forward into like kind of like a lightning leg lariat, right? And this is not part of the normal move set, but it gives her another grounded special to work with, I suppose, so that is good. Since she runs forward a bit in this move, it makes me wonder if it's a move that can run a lot further than you're seeing, right? Like, can she cover the screen with this move? that would be potentially very interesting. Now this next here, close heavy kick forward A into her airborne lightning kick special move. Now forward A is a Orochi Shermie only command normal. Regular Shermie doesn't have this, right? So this also leaves her airborne, so she's in an air okay state, which is why she can do the air okay special move. And from there she goes directly into her air kick super. Looks a little silly maybe, but it's very faithful to the old games. Here looks like we got some combo. So crouch light kick, stand light punch, stand light kick canceling the first hit into her, well, semi projectile. So the chops you're seeing here, the first hit, 2 hits. The first hit is a regular hit, and the second hit tosses a like kind of sphere style projectile that you don't get to see because, well, she's right beside the enemy. And then after that goes into the super, and it's, well, hey, wait a second, don't I know this from someone else? Yeah, you know it probably from Benimaru. And the thing here is the Team Orochi is meant to be kind of like a dark shadow of Team Japan, the original Team Japan. And so Shermie mirrors Benimaru, Yashiro is Goro Daimon, although it doesn't quite look at it as much, right? And Orochi Chris is Kyo. And then from there we get the climax, and this is actually a very fun take on how it's one of the mechanics of the old Orochi Shermie. So goes up, becomes a lightning rod, right? And takes the power of that lightning and channels it back into, well, the back of the opponent's head. And does a lot of damage, I'm sure. So before, this move was an aimable, unblockable, very deadly, does a lot of damage, right? And it's actually trivial to hit. It's like, if Shermie wants to hit you with this, it's no big deal. She will get you. But since it's so easy to land, the issue is, well, the lightning's not always on your side. You call the lightning, sure, but sometimes it hits you and not the enemy. So now this new, climax, this new big super, it sort of plays with that, right? So it does call the lightning, although in the form of a strike, not a full screen unblockable, because, got to be a bit more fair. And instead of risking it, Shermie just goes and takes the hit. But I guess since she knows it's coming, it won't deal her damage, and then she transfers it onto you. A lot of things we don't see here, like her projectiles, she has like Ash Crimson style placeable projectiles. We'll have to see how that goes. And finally here, Orochi Chris. You can tell he's the boss of the group because he has a little feather on his lapel, I guess. Now, right off the bat, they addressed my biggest question of how Orochi Chris was going to work, and this is the move you're seeing right here. So, in older games, I guess you can't call it a command grab because it wasn't a command grab, but it might as well have been. It was a proximity unblockable strike, which 99 times out of 100 functions as a command grab. And now, well, it definitely isn't a command grab in this version of the game. Sorry to say. You can't steal Orochi Yashiro's thunder, right? So crouch light kick, stand light punch into command normal into this move. This move is now just a basic strike. That's all it is. And just like in older versions of the game, the final hit is actually the kick. So the kick itself, even though this is a special move, you can special cancel the kick into anything you want, and he chooses the uppercut. Next up, pretty basic close heavy punch into forward A command normal into his heavy uppercut. The heavy uppercut has a cancel point before it goes all the way airborne, so you can special cancel or super cancel, as you can see here. And, well, this looks like an all-new super to me here, and just kind of a big blast of Orochi fire energy. Here we get a little bit of lore here. Kyo kind of talking some mess to Chris. And Team Sacred Treasures reformed to stop the threat of Orochi, and there was no Orochi in King of Fighters 15. But now with this team, hey, maybe, just maybe, Orochi might be coming back. Now, next, the beginning's a little hard to tell here because you can barely see the flash, but his not command grab move, this is the EX version, and the final hit of the kick now just is a plain old juggle. So here, you can see here at the very, very end, he goes into his command normal, which he then super cancels into the Orochi Nagi. Now, wait a second, isn't that Kyo's move? I've seen Kyo do that move, yes, once again. As we mentioned with Shermie, the Orochi versions of CYS are kind of meant to be a mirror, a dark mirror, if you will, of the original Team Japan. And for Chris, he steals some things from Kyo Kusanagi. And our final setup here, just his flip kick that he has normally for B into EX sleep attack, which ground bounces, into heavy version of his uppercut. On the third hit, he cancels out to level 1 Orochi Nagi. And then the climax! So he no longer turns into Orochi himself. He has an all-new climax, and it's actually kind of boss here. So he just kind of dumps his power on you, I guess you could say. Just builds up and just crashes down on you with these mess of purple flames. I'm digging it. I like it. And, well, that is the characters, that is the trailer. And just as a little bit of an FYI, I suppose you should know, they are getting more proper style of costumes. So it's basically, you know, reskin colors of the base costumes, more for how they used to look. Kind of like deep reds and purples, that kind of stuff. But still, hey, it's okay. It's free. Why not, right? And yes, we have them coming out in August. It'll be after EVO, almost assuredly. And then we have our final team. And who you know who it is. Well, I'm not going to say it, but you know who it is. But so that will be sometime in autumn this year. And as for Orochi CYS, well, I'm assuming that'll be probably very shortly after EVO. And maybe a patch along with it. I guess we'll have to wait and see on that one. And now that's the trailer. So we didn't see all of their moves. Like, I'm sure Orochi Chris still has his fireball. Orochi Shermie has her projectiles as well. Orochi Yashiro probably has his lead grab. This is like a tease, right? So we'll know more, I guess, when they come out, but they probably have quite a bit more than shown. And I know some people like, well, aren't these just the old characters? Like, no, man. Like, these characters are just as classic as the originals in a lot of ways, right? You'll find Yashiro fans that, like, they love Orochi Yashiro. They couldn't care less about regular Yashiro, right? These characters' movesets are very valid and very different from the original base characters. I know some people might have wanted some other characters, like I'll keep wanting Vice until I eventually get Vice, and it might be like 3 years down the road, who knows. But rest assured, these characters are very worthy additions to the game. Past that, well, we'll see what's EVO. Maybe we'll get even more announcements past this. I would definitely be a fan of a patch. It doesn't have to be a major balance patch, but some tweaking is all fine, you know. Like, I won't cry any tears if Cronin gets nerfed, right? And Antonov and Maxima, they could use some more buffs, right? But yeah, so hey, maybe we'll get that. Maybe we'll get something to help fix the matchmaking, because we're waiting on that one. We're definitely waiting on that one. But other than all that, my friends, I'm looking forward to the team. Of course, there'll be coverage when the characters come out, so check the channel when that happens. And otherwise, well, we're at the end of the video. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some King of Fighters.